Hey, what is up, y'all? Welcome back, I guess. Welcome to Heavy Cardboard. Teach, play, discuss, medium and heavy strategy, board games, war games, 18xx. I mean, this is the quintessential war game, in a sense. So, welcome, y'all. I am your host, Edward.
James.
There we go. Today, Call of Duty. Now, I've played a lot of Call of Duty over the years. Call of Duty, obviously, is a huge IP in the video game world. And when Robert over at Arcane Wonders, about a year to 18 months ago, said, hey, I have something, but you can't talk about it. Okay, what? Hey, this is coming. Awesome, I'm in, because I enjoy, various FPSs in video games, whether it's, like Fortnite and stuff, and playing with the kids and the whole 9 yards. So anyway, Call of Duty. So when I heard it, I'm thinking, okay, it's going to be fine. It's going to be an IP. I think y'all are going to really enjoy this. We had a lot of fun laughing about this and having a blast last night with this. So, Call of Duty, designed by Benjamin Pope, Brian Pope, published by Arcane Wonders, coming to Kickstarter, I believe, next week. Keep an eye out for that if you are so inclined. If you see, if you like what you see, let's try that. Wow, I'm rusty.
Welcome back.
Thanks. All right. Yeah, it was a fun trip. So how we're going to do this tonight. Now, it could, or I guess today, it could be a 2v2, it could be, it could be a 1v1, all that. Obviously, it's going to be a 1v1 today for the prototype. Everything that you see is handmade prototype. It's really nice, but it's all prototype. So keep that in mind, all right? Everything's subject change. Artwork, rules, components, everything. Yeah, in fact, this map, I believe, isn't even part of the actual game. This is made strictly for reviews and previews and playthroughs and stuff like that for the campaign. So keep that in mind, all right? So with that said, I am not going to do a full teach on front end because it just doesn't make sense. I'm going to do an overview. I'm going to go through how the basic mechanisms work, and then we're going to go ahead and get into some combat and see if I can continue my win streak of, well, last night. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's do this. This is going to be a lot of fun. All right, welcome to Call of Duty. All right, first off, what is Call of Duty? So, we have Ghost. Ghost is the blue player. That is James. I am Shepard, the red player. The antagonist, good guy, bad guy, essentially, right? Plus, Shep Herd. Get it? Herd. I mean, it writes itself, people. All right. So the goal of the game is to eliminate the other operator, okay? Or to score points, I should say. So we have a point track here that goes up to 99. We're not going to be, we've agreed that we're going to play to a game of 7. 7 feels like a good number for us. So we're going to play to 7. How this works is when you eliminate the other operator, in other words, you kill the other guy, you get a point. If you control the flag at the end of a round, you get a point. That's it. That's how we're going to score points. How do you do this? Well, there's going to be point-to-point movement. There's going to be line of sight. That's what the different colors out here on the map are. That's how the actual the main part of the game is actually going to be played. However, the game takes place over an indeterminate number of rounds, and there's going to be 3 phases. A planning phase, that's going to be all of this stuff over here. The planning phase says, hey, I'm going to use this to pre-program all of my movement as far in what direction I'm going to be looking in the whole 9 yards to try and get the drop on the bad guy, or in my case, Ghost, which is the bad guy. So we're going to be the planning phase here, the action phase carrying out what we planned there here, and then potentially we're going to have combat. And then after that, there's a cleanup phase, and that's that, all right? So planning phase, action phase, combat. That's kind of the 3 sections of the area that you're going to be looking at here. All right, so with that said, let's go ahead and go over these a little bit more in detail. So here on the main board, here. So this map is broken up into, you have a starting position at the very beginning here for Shepherd, and you have the starting position for Ghost there. All right? Okay, cool. Sorry, the publisher is sending me messages, so just want to make sure I include everything. All right, so starting location at the very beginning of the game, but we're going to be able to respawn, because it's going to be multiple rounds, in various locations. These actual spots where your mini can be, where your guy can be, are called nodes. So those are the point-to-point movement spots. So you're going to move from here to there, you get the idea, okay? Along those lines, or along that movement, there are different colored lines. The various different colored lines that are out here have to do with line of sight, all right? So line of sight meaning, hey, I am looking down this line here. Can I see Ghost? Well, obviously the answer is no, okay? Now, just because I am facing this way, and if you'll notice, there's a little white dash on the front of each of our operators. So here you'll see that's a little bit brighter there, or a little bit clearer for Ghost. Now, what that means is that is going to be your line of, or your direction that you are looking to be on target. Just because I'm looking this way, I also have line of sight in other directions as well, okay? So, in other words, if Ghost were here, I would have line of sight to him here. Obviously, we would have line of sight like that. Even if both of us are looking this way, we still have line of sight, and that's going to commence combat, okay? So these lines are going to dictate whether or not combat is initiated, all right? So let's talk about these lines a little bit more in detail before we get into anything else. So let's take a look here. If I'm here, the yellow line there. The line of sight for that, for this position, is along that yellow line, along that yellow and blue line, as it were, this way, as well as along this red and blue line here. Now, whenever you see fused lines, these fused lines meaning these 2 lines, 2 different colors that are together like this, if you are on a node looking down that also means that it's going to continue past that one node. Normally it's just node to node, but here, along this fused line, it then branches. You'll see that it goes for the red there, and it goes to the blue there. So I not only have line of sight to this location, this node, but because the red continues to there, I have it to that one, and the blue continues to that one. Does that make sense?
And up the tower, too.
And actually up the tower, up the ladder here, coming up there, all the way up to on top of that there. Okay, this is kind of the core idea of what's going to initiate combat, which is the core thing in this game. So understanding how this works makes sense. So for instance, if I am here looking down this red line and Ghost happens to be anticipating me coming through this window over there. And when we moved into this, you'll notice that this blue line here, we have line of sight to one another. You follow the line as it goes. So therefore, combat would be initiated even though neither of us is directly looking at each other. Does that make sense? All right? So in addition to that, there's various other things. There, if you were in locations, you're going to have potentially points of cover. If you are up in any of these locations, you're going to get an additional bonus for having higher ground, as you can see in these locations. Ladders, well, ladders are bad. You're pretty indefensible when you're on a ladder, so that's going to have a penalty associated with it, and you can only be facing up the ladder, obviously. And any of these arrows that are moving down, as you see like this, are one-way directions as well. So that's kind of the main thing that we're looking at here on the map itself. In addition, we have the flag. The flag right here, the flag is going to be, kind of capture the flag, that's going to be one of the core things that we're going to be getting points on. And whenever somebody touches this space and then leaves it, whoever did so, it's going to be in control of their color, and if it remains their color, meaning the other player hasn't come and basically captured the flag or touched it, then it will flip to the other side, but if they haven't, at the end of a round, that's worth a point at the end of the round. Okay, easy enough on that, I think. So, hopefully that is clear. Was that clear to you, James?
That's clear.
All right, so that is where we're at for here on the actual map itself. But now, let's take a look at the planning area. The planning area over here, this is a miniature version of the main board. It looks identical. It has all the same information as the main board. But in addition to that, you'll notice that we have our actual action markers. Every player has 4 action markers. These all say move. They will be numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4. And it has a direction that you're going to be aiming down and where you're going to be pointing them. All right. So when during the planning phase, we're going to be placing these out here and basically planning out all of our movements as we go along. So maybe I'm going to be moving like that. Maybe I'm like there. Maybe I'm going to actually move to there, looking down that direction. And then finally, maybe I end up moving there. So for instance, there, I just planned out my turn. It's going to be those 4 actions there. Moving to here, looking there, moving to there, looking there, moving to here, looking this way, and then finally moving to here, looking that way. Now, you can change the direction on any of these, however you want to do so, but once you have said it, you've said it. Okay, hey, I've done my planning, that type thing. And then once we both have done so, we will then walk through the various steps for the action phase. So, as I mentioned, 3 phases. Planning phase, which is essentially doing that with a little bit more. The second phase is, okay, we've now done that, so okay, James, you're ready? Yeah, okay. Action number 1. So you literally will move and face that direction. So for instance, and James will have moved somewhere as well, and let's say he goes there and he's looking, okay. Oh, you're gonna bust out a sprint?
I'm gonna sprint.
Okay. We haven't talked about that, but that's fine. So that's action 1. We are now in line of sight to each other, so we will pause the rest of this, meaning even though we only got to action number 1, we're going to pause it and we're going to have combat because we are in line of sight. But if James hadn't sprinted and did something along the lines of that, that is action number 1. Are we in line of sight? We follow the lines? No, no, no. Okay, we are not in line of sight. That's action 1, done. Action number 2 now is I'm going to move to this spot, and now James is going to move wherever he did. So there, and movement is thought to be simultaneous. So even though he was there and I was there for action 2 is we are here. Done. Are we in line of sight? The answer is no. Okay, that's done. Now we go into action 3. Action 3 has me moving there, facing down along that line. So action 3 is there. And boom, he actually is looking that direction. Guess what? We're in the same spot. Obviously, we have line of sight. We're going to commence combat. So in that case, again, we will not get to action 4 yet. We will interrupt our action here to have combat. That makes sense? Whether it's line of sight, on the same spot, etc., all of those things. Okay? All right. So that, I think, hopefully makes sense. So on the board here, or on our screens, I should say, which you will never reveal to the other player, you'll never remove these. It says, planning phase, plan your 4 actions. Action phase, simultaneously resolve each action marker on the main map, checking for line of sight after each marker. Remember that sprint checks for line of sight at both nodes. All right, no worries, we'll talk about sprint as we go into the game. And then finally, if there's no combat, end of round, go through that, score, flag, and heal wounds. And then you'll notice down below that, quite a bit of combat. It's 11 steps. It sounds like a lot. Is really not. It's actually really, really simple. However, we're not going to go into that right now. What we're going to do is I'm going to give an overview of what it is you're looking at over here. And then honestly, we're just going to get started. Okay? So we have our tactical display, which is this track and all the information here. We have our weapon display as well here. Now, these are double-sided. There is a basic side, which, okay, fine, but it's heavy cardboard. We're not playing with the basic side. So we have the advanced side. However, with this being a demo version of it, not everything is going to be included in this. We're not going to be taking into consideration every possible thing for the advanced game, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. So our weapon, if we are in close combat, meaning the same spot or one adjacent, one node away, I should say, we're going to be using this track. If we are 2 or more away, we will be using that track. And now, this is just my kind of tactical display combat area. You'll notice I have the M60, Ghost has the M4A1, which is a fancy version of the M16. I digress. So he has his own weapon and his own tactical display and all of that. In addition to that, each player has an item, either a grenade or a proximity mine. In addition to that, the bonus for me is I get to carry a, Magnum 44 or 44 Magnum, I guess. And yeah, then everybody has a deck of 15 action cards. And you'll notice that I have the action cards shown like this. They're combat cards, which also double as action cards. I'm not going to bother talking about these until we actually get involved in combat and how these work. But just know that these will correlate to also all of our stuff that is here on our board.
Maybe show one that requires a tactic.
Yeah, I suppose we could.
Just because.
What James is talking about is you'll notice that here at the bottom, it not only has some information here that has to do with our tactical display and combat, but in addition to that, it has what's called a tactical action right here. And in lieu of using this for this information, you can play it whenever you plan your phases, plan your movements to be able to do whatever it is that's shown down here. But you're using this in lieu of using it as a combat card, so you are losing that. And we each have a predetermined hand of card, or I should say number of hand size. That is the word I'm looking for. So we have a deck of 15 cards. In the demo, it starts with 16. We have randomly removed one already. And so we have a deck of 15 combat cards. I have a hand limit of 5 because my reload on my M60 says that I have reload of 5, whereas James, his is a hand of 4 because his M4A1 has 4. So that is my hand size. James has his. My deck I'm going to keep off screen. All right. So in the basic game, all the things you have, the only things that you have in the basic game are your action markers. You have one sprint marker, which effectively is a 5th move action, but it comes at a penalty in case you were seen. Everyone's going to come with some number of predetermined set of dice, meaning in my case, I have 6 red, 5 blue, 4 green, during combat of which I can choose any mix of those for 7. And James, his a little bit different. He has 5 of each, and then he can choose 7 for combat as well. So in the basic game, you only have that. You're going to be moving around trying to capture the flag as well as to enter combat, and it's going to be very basic combat. There are only 6 cards of the 16 available cards that are in the basic game. In addition to that, a whole bunch of things. It's basically just to get you off and running and gunning real quick. Once you've done half a game of that, you're going to be done with that and you're going to want to bring in the advanced game, which is exactly how we've done this. The advanced game has a number of different modules that you're going to want to include. Those modules include the advanced actions, so grenades, mines, so the items with that, being able to reload your weapon as opposed to just whenever you're eliminated, get a new hand of cards. Tactics, aiming down sight or ADS, getting an additional sprint marker. In addition to that, you're playing with the advanced version of the weapon board as well. You have your weapons. There are two things that we are not playing with tonight, and that is the recruits. The recruits are basically make it 2v2, even though it's only controlled by, they're kind of AI bot that one on each side for each of the players. And in addition to that, kill streaks. We were going to play with kill streaks, but honestly, the kill streaks are off screen because we wanted to get this a little bit closer. So all that means is kill streaks. If you killed the other player, the other operative, you get a +1. Once you get 3 or more points, then at that point, you can add in potentially these cards that then allow you to do really nasty things. A real-time remote control vehicle, which is basically a heat-seeking car, and an airstrike, which blows the operatives up if they're outside and stuff. But we're not going to do that today just because, again, screen real estate. So we decided against it. All right. So with that said, I think that's good enough to get started. What do you think, James?
I think it is. Like, as you said, a lot of steps to the combat, but they're pretty straightforward. And as soon as we get into it, we'll talk through it.
Yeah, I think so. All right. So I start, and it does not matter what direction you're aiming to start, the way you're looking, because obviously we don't have line of sight to begin with. So the game is going to be to 7 points. You get a point if you kill an operative, obviously your opponent, and you get a point if you control the flag, okay? So we will play over, my guess is somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 to 10 rounds, is somewhere in that range. So planning phase will happen first, so let me reset my board. Y'all are going to play from my point of view. James, theoretically, will be able to see my stuff if he looks at the screen. However, it's on the honor system. And it's kind of funny. All of this is hidden. None of this is ever shown to your opponent. So, Robert, the head of Arcane Wonders, made the joke that Call of Duty is so true, the port, that we brought the cheaters involved or along as well. So could you cheat? Yes. Step 1, don't play with cheaters. Step 2, just have fun with it and be honest. It's a lot more fun when unexpected things happen. You can have simultaneous kills, which we had last night, which was pretty amazing. And yeah, so just play on the honor system. All right, so good luck.
Good luck.
I don't mean it. I hope you play well. That I do mean. Looking at my cards that I drew. Okay, all right. Cool. So first thing, planning phase. Planning phase is now going to be, here we go. So planning phase takes place. So this is simultaneously, we're going to choose 4 actions. The sprints are a 5th or possibly 6th action. However, you make yourself vulnerable if you're seen. If it's seen. Okay, so just know that. I also have these other options. I'm not going to bother with a reload early on. The item you're carrying at the beginning, while you are alive or out there, you have room to carry 1 item, either a proximity mine or a grenade or the Magnum 44. Now, I start as a special ability for Shepard. I start with the Magnum, which says, if you engage an enemy at range 0, aka like what happened here, we ended up in the same spot. Discard this card, immediately deal 2 wounds to the enemy. If at any point an enemy has 3 wounds or more, they die. So there's that. So that, and then combat will happen. So that's kind of awesome. So I get that plus 1 additional. James has chosen either his loadout, either a grenade or a proximity mine. And James, look down real quick. That is the one that I chose so that, again, y'all are playing from my point of view. Okay. Now, planning phase. We start in there, and here we go. So we're going to plan out our first actions. So James has been debating this all morning.
Yep, this is Plan 37 I'm executing,
Okay.
which means I definitely overthought it. But
I have no doubt.
what can you do?
And we will step through and walk through all these things when we execute them. Is this what I want to do? Is it? Okay, I am done.
I am done.
Okay. I lied. Hold on, I am not done. A moment. There is one more thing that I am going to do. I will, and I need to bring up the camera as well. I forgot about that. Right. Okay, I'm done. All right, so now, here, I need to bring up cameras. I just said that. Hold on. Boop. There we go. Hi, y'all. All right, hey, cool. All right, so action number one, go.
Sprint. Hello.
All right, well, we're going to pause for a moment now because we're going to have combat. So it's funny that this is not great for me. I just didn't
We're
think.
both on target.
Yeah, we're both on target here because we're both facing each other. We have line of sight confirmed. Now sprint, how that worked. James, from here, put sprint on this spot and then went to there. If he was seen either there or there, he will, that's right, because sprinting will give you a negative for either the sprint spot or the end location. I believe so. I will double check that. But we are on target. We're going to pause. So even though we have only done step one, so literally step one can be removed from our board now. And now we haven't even gotten to step two yet. So one thing I need to look up was the sprint. Just wanted to make sure for either one of those. Because what Robert says, what was it?
Right, as if you get caught on the node? Or,
Yeah,
or
I'm double checking. Hold on.
I think you're just rewriting the rules to take advantage of this tactical situation.
If at all possible, I would like that. If there's line of sight with another operator on the first node of your sprint, it'll happen right away at a -1. Never mind, it's only on that. Okay. Ooh. All right, so now we are going to have combat. Yeah, only on the token spot. We're right, thanks, Robert. I thought so, but now I confused myself. All right, so we have combat going to happen. We have line of sight. So now what's going to happen is we're going to actually go through all of those steps. Now, the cool thing is, at least on ours, they're written right here. So I think, you know what? How about we just do that? This'll work. So we're going to walk through this slowly for the first combat so everybody sees, but you don't, it goes pretty quick after a while. So step one, place a cube on the start position on the aim meter for the current range. Well, current range, we are we are not adjacent to each other. So therefore, this is going to go onto long distance. So both of us are going to put it on the bullet sight or the sight spot right there. Now mine normally would be red, but it doesn't show up really well when it gets in here, so if that helps, so for folks to be able to see. Okay, that's mine, and James's is there. All right, so that is step 1. Step 2, place a cube on the 0 space on the tactical tracker. That is the other line. However, if on target, advance your cube 2 spaces to the right on the tactical tracker. Move down the cube on the tactical tracker for any penalties such as sprinting and wounds. Okay, so tactical tracker is this guy up here. So we start at 0 there, and then, hey, are you aiming, or I'm sorry, are you on target? If so, you get 2 bumps to the right. 1, 2. Easy enough there. Okay? All right. So then, any penalties? Do either of us have wounds? No, because this is the beginning thing. So if you had a wound, whether it's a single wound or 2 wound, then you'll notice you're going to move back 1 space, regardless of the number of wounds that you have. Do you have a wound? Yes. If so, go back 1 space. Okay, but we don't. Then, sprinting. Did you get caught in the middle of your sprint where the sprint token was? So obviously in our game, we know that if we were to look at James's space back here, this will have a sprint token on it. Why? Because on our system. So, but no, he did not. But if he did, he would have to go back 1 more space. So you'll notice he has moved up 2, and obviously I have moved up 2. Okay, boom, done. We're now done with step 2. Step 3 and 4 are going to be now all done in secret. Choose a combat card to play and place it face down, and it doesn't say it, but next to your weapon. And then secretly choose 7 dice to roll this combat. Now, I'm not going to talk about my thought process on this while choosing it, but we'll both talk about it afterwards. So what we're going to do now is choose our card and our dice. So out of our hand of, in our case, 5, 4. Also, go ahead and put your defense marker up there because you're
cover.
because you're in it. So. Okay, so here, look down real quick, James. Mm-hmm. This is going to be the card that I'm choosing to play. Okay, also, this little chevron up here in the corner means that it's a basic card. So in the basic game, but it also gets included in the advanced in your hand. So that is done. Now, knowing what I have chosen here, also going to choose 7 dice. You have 3 different colors of dice to choose from, green, blue, and red. Green are going to help with defense and initiative, so the first part of battle, as well as lowering your opponent's ability to aim. Blue dice help you aim, and red dice are risky. They not only help, they're called aggressive dice, but they not only help you with firepower, but you run a risk that if you have a critical miss, they are completely nullified regardless of what you rolled with them. So they are risky. So we're going to choose 7 dice each. So I would like to be able to do that. I think go. I think that's what I'm going to go with. All right, have you chosen, James?
I have chosen.
Okay, so now we're going to roll. And then we will reveal our card and compare our dice and do all of that. Now, I'm going to bring mine over to James's area for the first one to show you all how this works. All right, so let's take a look. And we need to flip over our cards as well. All right. So, step 6, take my word for, you know what, we'll do it this way. Step 6 is check the speed, or I like to think of it as initiative, because really that's but speed, for each player. So lightning bolts on the green dice. The player with the highest speed gains first strike and advances 1 on the tactical track. Okay, easy enough. So you're not only checking for whatever you have on your dice, but also if you have any on your card that you played. So I have none on my card. James, you'll see, does have 1 on his card there. So how many do you have total?
6.
2.
5 from the dice, and then 1 more from the card.
I have none on my card, and I have 6.
What?
That was a really good roll.
You can't roll that on 2 dice. Like,
Oh, wait, oh, sorry, wrong camera, I apologize. There we go, sorry. So there we go. So there's 6 versus 5 and 6. So 6 to 6, meaning neither of us gets the bonus, and neither of us has initiative in that, which is the tiebreaker for combat. Okay, so James does not move up on the tactical track, nor do I. So that's done.
I wanted that. I put 3 dice into that.
Just for that reason,
can't roll
and
double threes.
why waste it if you're going to roll that one? All right, step 7 now is add up all the blue dice and reduce it by the opponent's green dice and their shields. Move your cube on the aim meter this number of spaces. If this reduces you to the leftmost black space on the track, you have critically missed. All right, that's a lot of words, but what does this mean? James, go ahead, show. What is your aim value, and step us through it.
I have 11 just from dice. Nothing from my combat card.
Okay, so he's at 11, and I have 3, 6, and then coming over here, 7, 8. And if I was in cover, I would have 2 more. But as it is, I have a total of 8. So 8, and you had
11.
All right, so then you're going to move positive 3 steps on your aim marker.
Which doesn't get me into the next damage zone.
It does not.
Makes me very sad that you rolled double 3s. Have I mentioned that?
So I want to point out he has 11 here, and I had 8 defense. Let's say he rolled really, really bad, and it was 1, 1, 1. That would be a total of 3 versus, we said, my defense,
8.
which is 8. He would go back 5 steps. From there, he could only go back 2, and then he would have a critical miss, so 2 or more in that case. What that would mean is that not only is he not going to be able to get the bonus from his combat card, but any of his red dice are null and void and don't count as well. So that was James's aim. Now we're going to do the exact same for me. So we take a look. I have no aim on my strafing fire card, but I do have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 4 is 12, minus your defense.
Which is 8.
Which show the math.
5 from the dice, 2 from the cover, and 1 from the card.
All right, so that is 8, 10, 12 to 8. So therefore, coming back to mine, I move up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, which puts me into the yellow. Okay, so that is step 7. Again, this happened, well, after this first round, you're going to see how quick this can actually go. Step 8, calculate total firepower by adding your combat card's firepower, so whatever color band you're in, based on your aim meter, which we just talked about, your tactical tracker number, and the aggressive dice, provided you didn't critical miss. The player with the most firepower wins. In the case of a tie, whoever has first strike wins. If still tied, both are eliminated. Okay. All right, so now going back to James's area, we'll do yours first. What is your firepower, sir?
It is 8. 4 from the tactical meter, 3 from the card, and 1 from my red die.
And the reason it's the 3 is because he's in the white area. So you're at 8.
Yeah, if you hadn't got that double 3, let me just point out, I'd be in the yellow.
Yeah.
And this outcome would be a little different.
Okay.
My total is 8.
Okay, your total is 8. Mine, on the other hand, I have 2 for that. I have 4 for that for a total of 6. I'm in yellow. 6 and 4 is 10. And what did you have?
I had 8.
8. I'm pretty sure that 10 is bigger than 8. Correct? So you ain't got to go home, but Ghost, he done got dead. So I get a point for eliminating him. Okay? Nobody has the flag. Well, no, let me back up. I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay? So the last step, which we've already done, is players receive 1 victory point for any eliminated opponent, even if it was from a wound.
There's a step before the victory point we should not skip over.
Oh, there is too. Right. Okay. Step 10, I apologize. If the eliminated player was within firepower, five firepower, and that was 10 to 8. So in fact, that was a difference of 2, which is less than 5. Deal 2 wounds to the survivor. If that puts them at 3 or more wounds, they are also eliminated. All right, so we're going to grab the marker, which put it on its 2, and now I have 2 wounds there. Okay,
Yes.
but still alive.
Yes.
Okay, so that is combat, because one of us is going to die, maybe both of us, but in this case, the right player died. So it is now 1 point to none. Now we're still paused. Let's point this out, okay? So now I'm going to remove this because here's what's going to happen now. James's turn is done because he done got dead. So whatever he has over here for the rest of his stuff doesn't matter. Okay, because he didn't get to take those actions because he done got dead. So now, that was in step 1, which was highly unlikely, by the way.
It's highly unlikely
Now-
to roll a double 3 on the defensive dice.
Somebody's bitter. And so now, the question is, do I want to continue taking the rest of my turn? If the answer is yes, I have to do all the remaining stuff. I cannot eliminate some stuff. And if the answer is no, that's the end of the round effectively. And then we'll go into some restock stuff. But the answer is yes, I do want to continue with the round. So now I am going to talk about the things that I can talk about the most. Okay. Now, step 2 has, so I now move into action number 2. Action number 2 is ADS. ADS for me is aim down sight. It has, and I'll go ahead and show you all this. I'll zoom in a bit on that so you all can see. Oop. On that marker right there, it has a no move, meaning you can't have moved to this spot to use ADS. What ADS is going to be used for is for, and now that that's done, that's all moot, those can come off, is these markers right here. For combat, if you are on target, meaning you're aiming at a player, and you have ADS, instead of starting there, it starts there, and vice versa for close combat for that. So I was preparing to aim down sight in case that happened, because I actually had it planned out perfectly, except for the sprint part. If you just moved 1, and then you move there for 2, I would have actually started right there because I would have ADS where he was. But I didn't because we didn't get to step 2.
Amusingly, I also stayed put and aimed down my sights for round 2. So
That's awesome. All right. All right. So that is step 2 done. We can remove that from the board, and I can take the ADS off of there. So it was, instead of a move, it was ADS. The next, okay, so now step 3 is I sprinted. I sprinted, aiming that way, and then ended up right there. Okay, so that was step, oh, I cheated. Nope, I just put that on the wrong one. I apologize. I did not cheat. I just put it on the wrong one. Oh, no, that works. Yeah, that works. Just put it on the wrong one. All right, so that was 3. 3 comes off. Now 4 is going to be a little bit more involved. Step 4 says I am now sprinting there and then back. So that now turns that red because I touched it and I came back. In addition to that, there may or may not have been something else done. Maybe. We'll see. So all that now will come off.
Very nice.
Okay,
start.
fair enough, Robert. I'll take it. So if there's any other tokens left on my board, those will stay on there. So now that is the end of that round. So now that we are at the end of the round, does anybody control the flag? The answer is yes. Point. So I am 2/7 of the way to winning the game.
You also heal a wound.
Okay. At the end of the round, anybody that's wounded that is alive, they would have to be alive to be wounded, but I digress. That will now flip over to the one side, okay? Also, that card that was played gets discarded. I do not get that back. Now, I have 4 cards left in my hand. My hand size is 5. I do not draw back because I survived, because I am alive. So my 4 cards will stay there.
I respawned with a full hand.
Right, and so,
Lucky me.
and I stay exactly where I am, aiming the way I'm aiming at the end of the round. James now, like you said, you refill up to your hand. You do not discard cards, but you refill up to your hand, and then you're going to respawn dynamically. So what does this mean? You wanna talk about it?
Yeah, the short answer is I can come in anywhere on the board except within line of sight of an operator and line of sight of the flag.
So
I cannot come here.
So here, keep your finger there. There, 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 and there. Those.
Right. But
There you go.
anywhere else.
Anywhere else, other than, and obviously line of sight in that spot. He cannot spawn there. Could spawn here, just because it's the starting spot, or red. He could spawn anywhere. He could spawn there. He could spawn here. You get the idea, okay? Now, yeah, I'll talk about the rest, I think, at the end. So now we are back to phase 1. Phase 1 is planning phase, okay? So I do not know where James is going to show up. Now, what I can do is I'm going to put where I am, what way I'm facing, and then James, I don't know. So I'm going to remove his, and these are just, placeholders, like, to be able to visualize all of this. Hopefully this makes sense, all right? Cool? Cool. So now, what am I trying to do? Okay. So where do I think you're going to come in? Like, I'm really going with what I think here. Maybe I don't do that then if that's truly what I believe.
Yeah, no matter what you do, there's always on this tight map
Yeah.
a way for your opponent to completely surprise you.
Yeah, I think. I hate my options so much. This is so, So the thing is, I'm trying to, I mean, he could, if he does that, that's so much better.
Yeah, that's what I like about this game, is you, of course, give me credit for tactical mastery, and I am, of course, going to choose the worst option for you in your planning. But, of course, over here, reality will not match the vision. But, yeah, this is the chess match, is if you can predict where I'm going to come in, what path I'm going to take, and counter it, then you're going to get another quick kill.
Yep. Final answer. That's it. I forgot to bring my dice back. All right. All right, final answer. You done, James?
I'm done.
All right. So, action number 1 is you spawn. Go for it.
I prefer when the existing player
Okay.
moves first, and then I'll spawn.
All right. So looking at mine, I go there.
Okay.
And where do you spawn?
I spawn here.
Okay. So his action 1 was to come onto the board. So wherever. So that shows that.
Yep.
Okay. Interesting. All right. We do not have line of sight. Right? I mean, just to show, like, the red, no, the green stops there, and obviously not. We have a building in between us. So, nothing there. So, now we go to action number 2. Would you like for me to continue?
No, it's fine to
Okay.
go simultaneous. No.
Okay. So, mine is I sprint there, no line of sight, and then I continue to right there. So, 1 comes off. The sprint comes off, and 2 comes off. We still do not have line of sight, you'll notice. Okay? Good?
I mean, I'm not good in the sense that I little vision of the future.
All right.
I'm ready to proceed.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So action number 3 for me is ADS. So I stay where I'm at. So I am just aiming down this way. So that is my action 3.
And I'm going to hop forward and tag the flag.
Okay, that becomes there. Okay. And now, action number 4. Now, one thing that we haven't talked about with ADS. You only have 1 ADS marker. If I wish, I could forfeit a subsequent action and stay there for ADS. But I don't think I'm going to, so I think I will carry out this last action, even though I don't necessarily have to. Okay? So mine is sprint, looking that way.
Mine
And
is
then-
sprint looking that way.
Yes.
And then
Okay, so hold on. When we sprinted, we are here. So, in that sprint, we have line of sight.
glory to Rome.
I got you.
Oh, come on. In the sprint.
All right. So, before we finish this move, we're both in, like, we're like, and I'm like, and, or I guess here, because it's M60. Okay, so we're, 3 is off now. So now we are going to have combat. Okay, so should we walk through this how we normally would and not have to, like, step through as slow so people can see how
I
this
think
works?
so.
Okay, so step 1, 0 there, and then we are distance of 2, so it's going to be the top one, and I am not ADSing, which is really a bummer,
But you are on target.
but I am on target.
And I am not.
So, so I will be there and on target, so it's going to be there. Now, we did not talk about what Ghost's special ability is, is you wanna.
Sure. He has Shadow Strike, so I will gain advantage, which is good for 1 bump on the tactical tracker if the opponent's not facing you. So if you were Ghost, you would be getting.
Or if I were this, and we're still,
Yes.
you would get the +1, but unfortunately for you,
Yeah.
somebody was looking in the right direction. All right, so now we're going to choose combat card and our dice.
I think we both have cover.
I have cover. I would argue you do not. That's if you're in that spot. You have cover from inside because you're outside the window. Notice it's closer. It's where it is close to the node.
Okay.
So, for instance, this one has cover from these 2 directions, right? Mm-hmm. But yeah, unfortunately for you, you do not have cover, but yours truly does.
Oh, boy.
Oh, and we're both sprinting, so we both go back 1 on the tactical track as well. Okay, cool. All right, so now, yeah, I think I will play that. And with that, I have chosen. Okay. Morning, Paul. Yeah, I don't have that card, so okay, cool.
I think I've chosen.
Okay, we will, and you got your card, yeah. All right.
You rolled double 3s.
I did not, but
Good.
it's not going to be good for you.
Come on.
Okay, so here we go. Let's go through it. So check speed. Flip over our cards as well. So here, I'll show my card up there as well. So I have a total of 4.
1.
Okay, so I have initiative or speed bonus, so I get up 1 on the track on that. Next, since I have the speed advantage, I'll go first on this.
Okay.
The aim minus defense. So I have no aim bonus there, but I have a total of 10 aim.
-1.
1, oh, yeah, -1 shield. Yep. Yeah, okay. So that's going to be 9.
That's not good.
That's not ideal. So 9 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
course
which
it
is
is.
into red.
Of course it is.
And now you do the exact same, sir.
I think your gun is overpowered. I've got 9 and 3 is 12.
So 9 and 3, and I have a total of, I have that because I'm in cover, so 2, and that's 3. So you get a bump of 9 on your track.
Oh, I'm not in the red.
You are not, in fact, in the red. So now, neither of us, it's important to note, neither of us is in black, so we're going to get all our explosive, or our firepower dice. So for me, I'll go ahead and bring these back now so y'all can show. Mine is, I'm in the red, that's going to be 11, plus 4 is 15, plus 10 is 25, 26, 27 for that. And James? Oh, shoot. Yes, I'm wounded. Thank you, James. Or Robert. Boop. That should be there. I apologize. There we go. So, because of the wound, I forgot. So it's actually 2, 13, 23, 24, 25. James?
12. I lose 2, which cancels that out.
Okay.
So 6 and 6 is 12.
And I had 20-something, which is more than that, in fact.
5 more than that.
I
don't even get the glory of a simultaneous kill.
Right, so I not only get the point for eliminating him, but then I don't take any wounds because not within 5. So, card discarded. Oh, I'm sorry. You ain't got to go home, but you do got to get off my map.
And I lose control.
Because that's checked at the end of the round. We haven't made it to the end of the round, and that comes off when you die.
And you get a point.
No, I got 1 already. I got that for killing you. I don't have control of the center of the map anymore. And the question is, do I wish to continue the round? So, actually, that was 4. So I actually have to finish my sprint. And my sprint...
3. That was 3.
No, that was 4.
You're right.
So I will finish right there. That is the end of the round. No extra points for me. Now, notice, I'm down to 3 cards. James has 4 now. So there's that for him.
Well, at least you're not 1 away from a remote-controlled death machine.
That is true. Because that kill streak would now be at 2. And once you hit 3, then you can use the kill streak stuff. Now, it's the end of a round. So what does that mean? That comes off.
Yeah.
I am no longer wounded. I have healed over time. Okay. Yeah, if James was able to have wounded me, if he was within 5, I would have died as well,
right.
And you would have gained a point as well. Because that would have been a total of 3 wounds, 1 that I had plus the 2 that you take.
And then we both would have respawned.
Yeah, right, and
only locked out of line of sight.
Which is those 3 spots, right? Yeah, that's it. So now we get back into the planning phase. I'm having fun.
I'm sure you are with that stupid M60 of yours. When you get into the red, like I get into the dead. I mean, it's
right.
just...
So you'll notice the item, I don't know what item he just used, okay? Or that he is having his loadout. Could be any of the 3. Could be the mine, could be the grenade, could be the magnum. Probably not the magnum.
I'm just going to try and run you down. And
that is possible. I do not get anything else. Like, if I chose the grenade, obviously I haven't used it because he would have heard it go off. So I still have that. If it's a mine, I could have planted it. He doesn't know. But I do not get an additional yet until you respawn. And the way this is going, I might not ever. Anyway, all right. I'll stop. Okay, here we go. Now we're planning. So I am currently there.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know where you're coming in. I really don't like my cards, though. That's the problem. Oh, that's actually kind of interesting. Okay. Well, if I told you, that'd be no fun. you know what? Instead of that, I think I will go. Yeah, done. That's me. Yeah, so while you're thinking, take your time. One thing I didn't mention is obviously in our demo copy here of this, the prototype, we only have 16 cards. And when it comes to loadouts, you're going to be able to change your loadouts based on the various banners and tags that you have and that you accumulate. So you will be able to change your loadouts, which obviously I don't know what else is available because we only have our limited 16 cards. And they are symmetric. As far as the actual cards, they might not be in the final version. Robert can answer to that, but yeah, I'm definitely curious to see changing weapons and everything else. That's going to be pretty awesome.
Okay.
All right. Oh, one other thing. So the kill streaks. Okay. So the kill streaks, which again, we're not playing with because space-wise, I would be at 2. Even though I'm at 3 points, I would only be at 2 because I've only killed him twice. And the third one was from the flag. But once you get the kill streak, then you can call in an airstrike or the remote control, vehicle. But
important, you don't lose your kill streak even when you're killed.
Right, it just stays there.
Right.
And if you don't want to finish your turn because you killed the opponent and you were about to initiate an airstrike or whatever, you can call it off and not lose your kill streak points. So that's definitely a good thing. All right, so step 1, you want me to go first, I assume. So I sprint to there and then go there.
All right, I'm coming in on this side.
All right, so now on mine, you'll notice I thought I could have pressed the advantage, but instead I chose to reload here. Okay, because I thought coming back, I didn't think you were going to come in this way, so I thought I could do this.
Smart.
So I have my 3 cards. I'm going to draw the top 2 off my deck, 1, 2, to add to my hand, because I'll be honest, I really didn't like my hand. So, but there's one thing that I want to show everybody at home is by reloading, you were very, 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 very vulnerable, because you'll notice that is 3 negatives that I have because it's an M60, whereas the M4 only has 2 negatives. So that would have been 3 steps down on my tactical display if I had guessed wrong and James had come in there, over there to do that. So my reload is now complete. Now, if we had initiated combat because we were in line of sight, I would have gotten the 3 negatives coming down here, but I do get the cards. So right. Even if you're out of cards, you still get the cards from the reload. You're just in a very vulnerable position. Yeah. All right, so that was 1. And now 2, I am sprinting to there. And then, go ahead.
2, I'm going here, and with tactics, I'm gaining a down sight.
Okay.
So you're not there, but I grabbed a card just in case you...
Okay, so he moves a space and gains ADS. So not there. Okay. And then to finish my sprint is there. Okay, so that is 2.
Okay.
And now we're going to 3. I actually went this way.
Oh, thank goodness, because I sprinted and ended here.
Okay,
so if you had moved forward, you would have caught me sprinting again.
I thought, and I was like, well, I'm trying to hedge my bets on some of this a little bit.
Makes sense.
So that was 3. Everywhere. And then on 4, I go to there.
4, I stay put and aim down my sights.
Okay. All right. So no combat that round. Okay, so that is round 4. Now, James gets a point for having the flag. In addition to that, neither of us would draw cards because we both survived the round. In addition, if we had wounds, we both would reduce our wounds by 1. And now we go into a new round. So now I want to look at the cards I actually drew, marking those. So give me a moment on this. Okay. So now, all right. Is this making sense to y'all at home? All right, so there, I think. You know what? No. Don't like that. I think I go there. Right? Up there? Yeah.
All right.
No. I don't like it. Let's redo this.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's better.
Which way are you going?
Final answer. Done. Oh. Oh boy. It's such a tight map. So while you're thinking about it, I'll just talk about, like, given our positions out here. Like, it's just so tight. And that's why, like, if we have the recruits out here, it's 2v2 then. And the recruits, it forces more combat, but without the recruits, it's a little bit more tactical. And a little bit more, like, tactical movement based than just straight up combat. And I dig this. I really, really like the puzzle of how this works.
Yeah. Like what are you going to do? What can I do?
What do I think you're going to do?
Yeah.
What do I think you think I'm going to do? It's just that layers of thinking on this that is really, really, really tasty. All right, so
let's do.
Let's go. All right, so you want to go first or me?
I'll go first. Well, so I'm going to go here.
Okay. I sprinted there to there.
I also threw a grenade
Oh, okay.
over here.
Okay, so now let's talk about these. The grenade, here we go, and I will, yeah, that works out. So here we go. So here's the grenade. Deploy within 2 nodes. He's here. 1, 2. Okay, good. Eliminate enemies on that node. Now, notice it says, oh, sorry. Notice it says enemies. Now, in the final version, it's going to be operative or characters. In other words, so you can't blow yourself up, but I would prefer that you can because that's how grenades really work, but I digress. Eliminate enemies on that node and deal 2 wounds to enemies on adjacent nodes. So, obviously, I am nowhere near this. However, it kills anything that's here. And anything that's adjacent, it does 2 damage to. There, 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 and more importantly, there. Why does that matter? Because there's a mine right there. So he damages the mine, which means kablooey. So the mine, what happens when the mine blows up? It says, if an enemy enters this node, detonate the mine. Now, I could have walked over that spot. I could have walked over it and not detonated it, but I digress. Detonate the mine at the end of this action. Eliminate all enemies here and deal 2 wounds to adjacent nodes. So, there and there. Obviously, nobody got hurt, so both of those have gone, and now he takes his grenade, I take my mine. These are expended. So until we are eliminated, they're done. Okay, until respectively. So that's a good way to get rid of a mine, is blow it up. And it's not just for
Player elimination.
player elimination,
Operator
right?
elimination.
Okay. All right, so now we are on to 2.
I'm glad you didn't sprint because I've got my back turned to you.
Oh, all right. All right, so that is 2. Yep, okay. And now 3. This could be problematic. 3 is their sprint, and 3.
I'm not on target.
No, but you do get, because you're Ghost, you get the
Shadow
+1,
strike.
you get the Shadow Strike. All right, so obviously line of sight, but neither of us is on target for that, okay? Oh, I didn't, Robert. You're good. So, okay, so there's that,
I have cover.
and that is that. All right, so you have cover because here. Okay, I'm out in the open. Neither of us is on target. We are adjacent, so we are actually there. Okay. Fair enough. Well, we for what? Okay. What Robert's letting me know about is I had my card face down here. We were doing that to show that it was a loadout, not that it was actually deployed. Like, he didn't know that I'd laid my mind, right? Mm-hmm. So we just, for streaming's sake, it was effectively, I just didn't want him to know that I had the mine, and that's it. Like, it was a grenade or a mine.
Yep.
So he didn't know when I deployed it. So having it face down out here, so just to be clear. Okay, anyway.
But you did put the planning marker on.
Oh, yeah, wait, I did that in round 1.
Okay.
Round 1, I think it was round 1. I did it at the end after I killed you. I had thrown the mine. Yeah. Yep. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. So combat. Right.
I need to win this. I don't know how to win this. I mean, I'm starting with advantage.
Yeah.
In that I have Shadow Strike
so
and
you're
cover.
there, right? And I have nothing.
But.
And you're also we're close range.
We're close range. But I'm just afraid.
As you should be.
Of the M60. Oh, man. What card is going to let me get on top of this?
I Oh, okay. So apparently you should have known that I had the mine instead of a grenade. So that is public info.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll know then after I get killed here what my loadout will be for next round. So fair enough, fair enough.
That's good to know.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, my bad. All right. Yeah, all right, that's that. And now choosing dice. Yeah, let's go
Okay.
big. Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
Wait, no, I have one more die to pick. Oh, God, that's even, oh, that's tempting. Hold on. Ah, so for me, I'm debating between those two dice to add to this.
I recommend you choose a blank.
I think I have to be somewhat safe and do that. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. Bring that over just a hair. All right, so lightning bolts. I have 2 for speed.
5.
Yeah, that'd be you, Sarah. So you get the +1 bonus. Okay, and now aim minus my defense.
All right, so I have 8.
I have 3 defense, so you get +5.
Oh, good. That
And
crosses
for
the line.
aim, I have 6.
I have 8. 2, 2, and 2. I mean, 4, 2, and 2, 8.
Are you kidding me?
Is that a critical miss?
Ah, glory to Rome by 1.
A critical miss?
Ah, so that happens.
It's important to show folks all the outcomes.
So what that means is I would not get the 1, or I don't get the 1, right? Because I'm not in the white. And more importantly, I don't get any of the
11.
yeah. So that was 12. I still probably wasn't going to win, but go ahead. What's yours? So here. Hold on. I'm sorry. Here's my firepower. Okay, done. Because these are null and void because it's a critical miss.
Yeah.
It's a critical miss, so I don't get any of those, and I'm at 0. That is as bad as it gets.
Well, your reload didn't work out so well.
It did not.
It jammed.
Yeah.
Got to
so,
reload
yeah.
better. I am at 5 and 7 is 12 and 4 more is 16.
16, so I'm thinking 16 is bigger than 0.
By more than 5.
By more than 5, so you don't take a wound. So you get 1 point for that.
And finally, you get out of here. I'm not going to knock you over, but
It's okay, you can. I have confidence.
You get out of here.
All right, so I am dead. Combat card gone.
I will skip the rest of my turn.
Oh, you're not taking it. Okay, so now he has control of the flag. It is now 3-3.
Whoo, boy.
All right, so now you have 2 cards left.
I do.
You don't have any wounds, so that card goes away.
Thank you.
I am at 4, draw back up to 5, and I choose. I choose the grenade. So, okay, there you go. So you know I have the grenade. You just don't know when I'm going to use it.
Okay.
Okay? So now you are forfeiting the rest of your turn. So you are there. And I don't know where I'm going to come in at. I want to see what my new card... Oh, my Lord.
And so you are locked out of here, 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 and then the usual here, here, here. But that's it, right?
I'm locked out of these.
I can, yes, and the usual flag
And
ones.
those three right in the middle.
Okay.
Yep.
But that's a lot of all the way up to here. Yep.
Because yellow goes out to there, yellow goes out to there. So that's that. And obviously cannot start those.
Oh my goodness. Can I teleport? I would like to respawn.
You in fact cannot. So
don't
that's
like-
not how real world works.
I like
Yeah, that tickled a little bit. It did. Yep. Taking the general back to his butterbar days. Yeah. That did not go well. I guess I can take that off.
I know how I can reload. Just walk into your line of fire. The poor man's reload.
Right.
A respawn. Okay, so where are you going to go? So the question I've got to ask myself,
Self.
are you going to come for me or are you going to come for the flag?
Why not? Why do one when it's so much more fun to do both?
Well, because hopefully I can plan that you can't do both. So hopefully, how could you do both? You can't do both.
Probably not, but I'm just saying that's what I would like to do. So.
Right. Because if you go for the flag, then I could reload. Which means you won't go for the flag because you want to press this advantage. And you know that if you kill me, that clears my control of the flag anyway. So there's no reason for you to go for the flag. So you're going to come for me.
I love this logic. This is so good. All right. All right. So.
You're going to come for me. All right. Oh my gosh, no. No, 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 no.
I'm done.
I'm done. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So here we go.
So 1 to 1. Okay, 1 done. 2. Sprint. End up here.
Ooh. I like it.
And boom. Went off for no effect. My thinking was that you might sprint to there. And if you do,
It was in the decision space.
if you do, I was trying to cover that option and yeah.
But the nice thing about that is even though you wasted the grenade,
Yeah.
like now the next 2 actions you've planned, you know I wasn't there. So it's sort of like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, all right, if he is there, then I get him with a grenade. And if he's not there, well, then he's not sneaking up behind me.
Right, exactly. Right. Yeah. That was my thought
It's a
process.
tactical
Right.
grenade.
Yeah.
No, it makes a lot of sense.
All right. So that was number 2.
Yep.
Number 3.
Backing up.
There.
So now here's a question.
Yes.
You hear a click as you step onto this space. I assume that despite the fact that I placed that a couple respawns ago and had a grenade on my last respawn,
It stays indefinitely.
then I'm afraid, my friend, there is a proximity mine.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Because I was thinking you threw your grenade so you don't have anything, so I don't need to worry about it. And
Yep.
4, and
Take that off.
that goes away. Well, there's that. I guess we can not worry about what was happening next. Okay. All right. Good. All right.
Oh, good old proximity mine. Now the question is, continue on or stay put? I feel like where I'm at has more line of sights than where I'm going. So I think I should just stop.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay, so that's it. That's the end of the round. I still have my 5 cards. I don't get to refill anything. No points there. So you're up 4 to 3. Now, the interesting thing here to note is I've killed you twice.
Yes. I've killed you.
So that means you're in your 3rd life.
Yes.
Okay. So, because we were supposed to have technically known our loadouts,
Yes.
I have had 2 loadouts. I've had a grenade and I've had a mine. You have had a mine and a grenade, and what was the other one?
I was also a mine. You just killed me before I could put it down.
Well, see, that you don't have to tell me.
Well,
All right. So you did have another mine. So theoretically, there still could be another mine out there, is my point.
yeah. No, because I only have 1 mine token. So this is a fair question.
Okay.
If I laid a mine first spawn,
Oh, that's a good
laid a
point.
mine
Oh,
second
that.
it would move, right? Not
Yeah.
2 mines. I think it moves because I only have 1 token.
Right there. Never mind. No, Robert actually just fixed that. He said it stays in place between death, but only if you don't switch items. So
That's what
technically,
I
I
was
would
worried
live.
about.
Okay. So, all right.
That makes sense.
So let's talk about this. We didn't know that. I'm okay with having died.
I'm
there.
okay with it,
Yeah,
too.
well, I reckon you are. So we'll play it that way going forward. But if you switch items, it comes off the board.
I like that.
Okay.
Or that makes
So
sense.
technically, that mine shouldn't have been there, but I'm okay with it. That's fine. Good to go. Okay. All right. Good to know, Robert. That's kind of an interesting thing.
Yeah, so
Yep.
you sort of, if you like where your mine is, you just keep the mine
You just
your
keep having
loadout.
that as your loadout, and then yeah, okay, that's fine. So I'm fine with that. Well, I guess rolling it back wouldn't be hard, would it?
It would be painful. It wouldn't be hard.
Okay.
We can roll it back.
Well, no,
I mean, I knew there was a 50-50 chance.
that was the case.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, and that's why we had the click and I asked, is because
Oh, I
knew
gotcha.
there was a chance that switching to the grenade
That's
was
fair.
problematic, so I wouldn't feel awful.
Robert says I'm okay with Edward dying. Thanks, Robert. All right, then let's let it lie. I'm good with that. Okay. All right, so you are now there, and we are into. I need to figure out what.
All right, so 4 of 7, I'm halfway.
A little bit past halfway, I would argue. I'm staying with the grenade. You
I guess I
technically have used.
used a grenade.
Well, no, I guess
I
it'd be
guess
the
I
mine.
used the
You
mine.
use the mine, so I'm fine with that. So so it's face down because it's been used now. Okay, there you go, done. Okay, so I know that there is nothing out here waiting for me now. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
Where can I not spawn? So I can't spawn there, any of these,
Right.
or there,
Yep.
and that. So basically, I can't spawn anywhere inside, and these. Okay. All right, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, so to be clear, I can't spawn here, but I can spawn there,
Yes.
right? I can spawn there, and then, because the best you could do is sprint to there at 1, and then in 2, if I were to sprint. Okay, all right, cool. That'll work. All right. Yep, done.
Okay.
Okay, you're up. Step one.
Sprint. Sprint. Move.
I didn't even think of that. Didn't even think of that.
Ooh.
My thinking here is I have line of sight to all of this, and you're here.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that you wouldn't move in here, so therefore might come this way, and if so, I get the advantage for having the high ground.
That makes a lot of sense. That's a nice defensible position. It
Yeah, oh yeah,
matches the approach.
Yeah. So that, and you know that I'm probably not coming down around this way, so it made a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, that was clever. All right, so there is one. That was well done, you.
Well, it only counts if I can stay alive now through 3 more actions.
All right, so 2, I'll go here. So 2 is sprint.
Yeah. I'm moving here.
No line of sight. Okay.
Okay.
3. Sprint.
Nice.
And 4. Well, first things first.
Showdown at the OK Corral.
All right, here we go.
So we're next to each other and
All
adjacent.
right, yeah, so let's see, we are
And
adjacent.
we're both on target.
Yep,
No cover,
And-
no wounds.
just straight up. We're both on target, so you don't get the +1, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and this is 4, so this is the last one. All right, so now it is what card? Yeah, I think this makes sense, and all of these are good, but I think it's that. Okay. Okay, so now I don't think I like that. I don't think I like that. Oh, right. Oh, this is so risky.
Fortune favors the bold.
Boy, does it. It's another 3. That could be. You know what? Final answer. That's me.
Okay.
Okay. Not ideal. All right, nobody has wounds. Nobody's in cover. However, comma, I do have that, which says you can discard a card to gain the advantage. So I am discarding that card out of my hand, which means I then get that. That bumps up. Okay, so with that said, I have 2 speed. What do you have?
5.
So you get the +1. 3 on the card, 2 on the dice.
Yep.
All right, your aim is what?
4. A bad roll.
-0, because I rolled a blank, which is terrible.
Well, I didn't get out of yellow, but yellow is something.
And my aim is a total of 5.
-2.
Yeah, okay. So 3. 1, 2, 3. That gets me into yellow. Okay. And total firepower for you?
I am at 7, and 4 is 11, and 6 is 17.
All right. And for me, I am, let's see, I'm in yellow. So that's 4, 8, 9, 16. What'd you have?
It's 17? At 17.
No.
I have 7, 4, and 6.
11, 17. Really? 5, 12, and 4.
Well, I had
16.
the tie break anyway, so it's,
Oh, you did. So I get, come on. All right, you get another point. I lose the flag.
you did
I'm
wound
off.
me.
I did wound you. So at least there's that.
Wow, that was close.
Yeah, that really was.
Both of us rolled
both of
bad
the
aim.
both of those rolls were really bad for me. I need a 2 or higher here, and
Yeah, that could have easily gone.
oh, that's
Either.
gross. And I didn't use my grenade, damn it. All right,
Well, maybe now you'll switch it out.
I could as an option. All right. So, well, the good news is I burnt that card, but I get 2 new ones at least. You still don't have a new loadout, and you have 2 wounds, about to go down to 1 now. I got you.
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, at least I wounded him. I know. Let's see what we drew. Oh, there it is.
Oh no, the headshot.
There it is. I don't remember what it's called. Okay.
Oh no.
Okay. Or I could just be saying that. Do I keep the grenade?
I mean, one advantage of the grenade is it splashes wounds, and I'm wounded.
Yes.
So it's like it's a big kill circle for you this round.
Yeah, I think I'll keep it. All right. So you are there. So where can I not spawn? There, and those. Okay.
Lord, this is terrifying. I'm surrounded. I think you should switch to the proximity mine. I think that's going to be a better play for you. Oh, no.
God, I want to do that, but Oh, this is hard. No, you cannot place the flag or place a mine where the flag is. Yeah, no. Yeah, that would definitely be a kill streak for James at this point.
What? I can do the remote control car? Oh, that thing gives me nightmares.
All right.
Although it would be a nice back pressure, right? Because with your grenade, you're incentivized, and your handgun, to get in quick and fast and finish me off. But if I had the RC car that I might deploy, then maybe you want to keep some distance so that I don't drive my little death machine. No, it's just as well, because you would terrorize me with the car. That was the far more likely outcome.
Okay, are you done so I can talk through this?
I am done.
Okay. So thinking about this, I think it'd be suicide for you to go for the flag. Even with 2 sprints. So even if you went sprint, sprint, and got out, yeah, I guess you could. Okay. Right, when you spawn, it is just, you can't do an action, you can't do anything like that, you just spawn, correct?
I don't know. I'm wondering, like, couldn't you use an item or tactics on that spawn? I don't think you can come in sprinting, but considering you can put the item and tactics on any action, why couldn't it be on the first action?
Yeah, that's...
So I feel like you could come in with a grenade, come in and let the grenade go, I think.
Okay. Well, or say, use one of my cards for its action, for its tactic,
I think
right?
so, yeah.
Okay.
I don't see why not.
Nope, can't do anything on the spawn, he said. All right, that changes my whole turn.
Oh.
I didn't think you could. Spawn is just straight up spawning, so, okay.
I guess that is a bit of an advantage to the victor, which is fair. It gives them a moment to reposition. Have you shown off the minis, by the way?
Not yet. I will when we're all done.
They're impressive.
They really are.
And a good heft to move around in the action phase.
Agreed. Done. I hate it. Go ahead. What's your one?
Sprint. Sprint. Reload.
Interesting.
My hope is you won't go to the well twice and be up on that hill again.
So
I'll draw my cards.
I'll go ahead and talk through this here. Was my initial thing was to spawn here and throw the grenade here. Thinking if you did go for the flag and double sprinted, you're still in the kill zone.
Yep.
Once that got negated, I spawned here.
You did not.
I did. And then I changed my mind again and spawned here.
Oh! If you had spawned there with your hand
I
on-
know. You're immediately dead.
Yeah.
Glory to Rome!
Hooray for second guessing.
Ah!
Wow.
Because of that wound, if I spawn there, he's dead.
That close. That close.
Ah. All right.
Okay.
So that's one.
That's one.
And you reloaded.
And I reloaded.
Two.
Oh, sorry. I have to decide, do I
Oh,
want
yeah.
to reactivate a prox mine or a grenade? I feel like I'm closing in on the finish. I should also have the threat
Okay.
of a quick kill.
Okay. So two. Go ahead. Oh, you're not sprinting.
Nope. Moving
I
slow.
am, however. Sprint, sprint, two.
Ooh.
Three. Ready?
Yep.
Four.
Stand put.
Right there. Yeah, actually, there. All right. So, point to me. It's 5-4 now. Ah. Okay, so where are you? You were there. I am here.
I heal.
You do. Okay. Okay, so new round. This one I think I see a little clearer. Maybe not. Oh, this is so agonizing. Oh, this is so hard. Oh. I'm trying to figure out what you're doing.
Join the club.
This is, I just don't know.
I don't either. This is, it's so tight. Anything you do can be undone.
God, this is the hardest one that I've had so far. Final answer. Done. Oh.
Okay. Here we go.
All right, you ready?
No. Sprint. Move.
This is not good.
And launch a grenade.
Really?
Yeah. I'll tell you where it is after you tell me where you are.
1 with ADS.
Okay. The grenade is over here.
So I take 2 wounds. That's not good.
That's not good.
That's not good. So, all right. So you're at +2, right? Yeah.
And one more for Shadow Strike, because you are not facing.
Yeah, that's true. This is. I overthought it. Okay.
All right, so the grenade has been used.
I overthought it. Okay, here it goes. So, you don't have cover at least.
I do not have cover.
And we are up close, so that is here.
Right.
Okay. It's going to be that. So there, and then oh, grenade goes off after combat, so I'm not wounded yet.
Oh.
Oh, interesting. So I'm probably going to die either way.
Interesting.
So, okay, fair point. So this is coming, but I don't have it yet.
-2.
So I don't
big.
have the minus, so that's
big.
good. Okay. That's actually really, really good. Okay. Is this the way? Yeah, I think so. Yep, final answer. Ready?
No, I got to pick dice.
Okay.
Okay, I picked dice.
Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, here we go. Oop, oop. Get back here. I don't think that's going to get it done. But we're going to try.
Wow.
Okay. 0 lightning bolts. You have 1.
1.
Ouch. That probably was enough to win the game for... No, not win the game, but yeah, it's all right. All right, so for your aim...
I have 21.
I have 1. That doesn't look good for the home team. For me, I have 6.
-1.
Okay, so 5. Right. Okay. And neither of us are into black. What's your total firepower?
It is 16 for the clean headshot, plus 10, 26, plus 4 is 30.
I'm in the yellow, which yellow for me is 4. 10, fitting 17. That's all she wrote for that. Okay.
Put the man down.
All right, grenade goes off. Overkill. I don't take the wounds, at least. I was on fire early on, and then I wasn't. Oh. Get a new card.
Not for long, though. 2, 3.
Ah! I won't get a new card.
Oh!
Glory to Rome.
Oh, wow. That turned. You dominated the first half of this game.
And then I forgot how to play a game.
You overthunk it.
I did. I totally overthought it. Shame on me. That was terrible.
Wow.
Good game. Good game.
Very good game. That was fun. Show off the minis.
Oh, yeah. Good call. All right. So let's see here. We will go there. Okay. Here. So they all come pre-painted, we're being told. So that is Ghost. I mean, it looks pretty awesome. I mean, they're chunky, right? They're pretty good. Now, I don't know if these are 3D printed or whatever, so everything you see, subject change, as always. So, but there's that. Here is the Dead Shepherd.
For a prototype, it's amazing.
Yeah, it really is, right? So, yeah, I mean, even his face, like, if you look, like, it's pretty amazing, right?
That's sweet.
I will say. So that looks pretty good. So cool. All right, so there's the minis. Also, like I said, what we mentioned, the kill streak stuff, we didn't play with other recruits because I thought it was a good enough tactical dance without them, right?
I think so.
So, yeah.
Like just having another zone of fire to have to worry about, and I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
but
nice.
at the same time, having 4 players at this, I think would be pretty...
I think 4 players would be awesome.
Yeah, I thought two was pretty awesome. Yeah. I thought that. All right, so there you go. That is Call of Duty. So big thanks to everybody over at Arcane, Robert and company, for sponsoring the stream, as well as providing us with the, I guess, prototype, right? Because everything here is subject change, obviously, and it was made strictly for previews and all that stuff. So big thanks to that. Thanks to everybody out there watching. Thanks to James. And also Ken, who made himself available even though the timing of everything didn't work out. So I appreciate you, Ken. Thanks. And James, thanks for doing this. Appreciate
Had a great
time. If y'all give us a couple minutes, we're going to do a quick little roundtable for the patrons on a different stream. So if you're a patron, you'll be able to see that. If you're not, consider supporting the show over on patreon.com/HCHQ. Like, subscribe, all that fun stuff.
The thumbs.
Yeah, that was fun. Thanks. I appreciate it. We'll probably be back this afternoon with some train game action. So we'll see you later. I'm Edward.
James.
And I am the Dead Shepherd. Sad. Y'all take care. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Bye. That was cool. That was cool. That was, I forgot you finished your turn. No!
Yeah.
Well done. Well done.